Number 5, I'm just looking at the clock here.
We're going to speed things up.
We'll pick up the pace a little bit here. Such good material. So number 5, do you want to take number 5, Susan?
Sure. So number 5 really goes into the playbooks, right? So understand the details of the integration plan, the timeline. So again, going back up for clarity, going back up to at what point and where did the board management team commit to certain things? You have to start where the commits are and then kind of build down. So the way that I look at it is, hey, I may not have been responsible or had the authority to commit to X deadline that we will launch comp plans and everyone is going to be kind of comped on all of the products, right? I need to know that because there's so much more that happens before. So
Yep.
You're really backing into these deadlines. And from there, now we can actually start to get creative, because if we know that the sales team is going to be fully integrated by X date, because we have to start the next year's planning and their comp plans, etc. Now I can back up to it and go, okay, who needs to learn what skills? Like, do we actually have a skills matrix of the sales team? Do we know where they're, do we know the different motions? Is there enablement that we have to make sure that they have to have by a certain date? And this is cross-functional, the same thing with customers. So if we're going to go to market with a cross-sell, say the North Star for the merger was we wanted a customer list. Whatever company we just bought, their customers were amazing. We want to kind of extend in that way. Okay, so now like the focus of that integration plan is how to retain those customers. What does that experience look like? And if you have solutions that overlap, what's that talk track? Where are the renewals that are coming up? And have you kind of ranked your customer list to like, hey, these are like the white glove customers, we can't lose them, so forth. So Jim, I could talk about this for hours, really in the detail, but you have to start with what are those North Star deadlines, the ones you can't change, and then using the clarity of the goals back into how that plan will be built. And if you're actually leading the integration and building this plan, I mean, there's a lot of flexing that has to happen. You can be way down in the weeds and the minutia, but you still have to keep that strategy. So ensure that the skills that you're building around you and the experience of the people at the table are having that shared vision and can flex in that way. And if they can't, you're going to have to do some teaching along the way as well of why it's important.
Yeah, that's critical. I mean, it's rare that I've seen an integration go well where it's been done sort of ad hoc, right?
Yeah.
Or sort of fly by the seat of your pants. It really requires, it's a project, right? It's a project like any other project that requires adequate resourcing and scoping, like you were saying. It requires people that have some dedicated focus and time to it, and you need a detailed plan that's based on those sort of board level commitments, but lots of other deadlines, right? So important to have. It probably goes without saying, but you need somebody to basically be your project manager for the integration activities that are happening post transaction, that is working to a very structured timeline with tasks, with deadlines, and with resources associated to them. And maybe this pitfall goes back to the one that we mentioned earlier, which is like underestimating the amount of work. Make sure that as you build your detailed integration plan, that you're building in adequate time. Be conservative in your approach, because most of the people on the team are likely keeping your lights on as well, right? They have their normal day jobs, and they're being asked to try to onboard a new business. So.
Yeah, and Jim, it's an interesting thing, because when we go through an acquisition, of course, you'll have visibility to kind of who's on retention plans, who are the talent within an org. But once you get that integration plan, find the other people that can help you make those deadlines easier, right? I love working with generalists. I'm telling you, I scope them out in every organization I'm in because their skill set is broad. They're anxious to learn. Have them go and work on finding deadlines to things that are important. Where are the contract expiry dates? This, that, right? So kind of run things in batches, but depending on your culture of your organization, I seek out these generalists, even if they may not have a title of being involved in the integration, they're usually really eager to help.
Yeah. Yep.